Hey, hello, welcome. So friend, in this video, we are going to learn how we can read multiple file from SFTP server. So suppose there can be multiple scenarios where we need to read multiple file at a time. Multiple file need to read multiple file in a single integration. So how we can achieve that kind of scenarios? So friend, it's very easy. We have to use two operations. We have to use list file operation and read file operation. So as you know that read file is going to read only a single file from server, not multiple file. But with the help of list file operation, we can read multiple file. So what we will do, we will use first list file operation to list down all the file available over SFTP server. Then we will use loop over the list file response, and we will read each and every file one by one. So let's continue to the integration. So friends, if you will see here in the SFTP server, in previous video I have shown you that how we can use list operation to list down all the file. So right now in this integration, what we are going to do is that I'm going to create one integration which will list all this file first from the server, and then it will read all the file from here, and it will send all the files to email. So let's continue to the integration part. So here I have created this integration earlier, right? In previous video, you can go and just watch that video. I will provide the link of that video in description. So this integration is going to read the list the file. So I will create a clone of that and list file and read multiple file. I will provide the name something like that. Okay, multiple file from SFTP, and now the clone. So let me edit this integration. So here you can see in the integration what we have done is that we have added one endpoint, the list file. This list file endpoint is going to read the file which is list the file which is available over server. So here you can see we use list file operation, and we provided the file name pattern as a star. It means that whatever file available over the server, it will list all the file. So this is our requirement. We have to read all the file available over the server, right? So suppose we require here, if you will see here, we have one file as a txt, but we don't want to read this txt file. We want to read all the csv file only. So here we will provide a star.csv. So whatever file will be available over server with the .csv file extension, it will read all the file. It will list all the file. So just click here, next, done. So here if you will see, with the help of this endpoint, we will list down all the csv file available over the server. So if you will see, it will return the response as a multiple file, as an array. So this you can see in previous video I have shown you. So it will return back the response as this one file. This will be the array. So what we will do, we will use a loop over this file, and we will read each and every file based on the loop. So here, and one more point, if you remember, whenever we will use list operation, it will return back the count, total number of file available over the server. So what we will do, before going to read a file, we will use a condition. We will check if there is file available over server, then only we will read. So for making a condition, we need to use switch statement. So I will use switch here, and here I will give the name of the switch. Here condition I will give if the response of this list file have count more than 1, it means count is greater than 0. So here we'll edit this condition. I will give the expression name as if more than one file. I will give the name more than one file. And here how we will check. So if you will see the response of the list file FTP, if you will expand this one, here you can see we have position and we have item count. So this item count is nothing, it is a count of the file available over the server based on the directory provided, right? So I will use this count here, right? I will check. So if this count is greater than 0, validate and close. So if our control will come here, it means that this condition is true, and it means that we have in response we have item count is greater than 0. So here in this case we have to read the file from server. So for reading the file from server, we required FTP connection with the read operation. So here I have added that one. I will give the name as read sorry. So if you will see, before going to read, we have to iterate the file, right? So whatever file we will receive, we have to iterate over this file, right? So this is our array element. So for iterating over the array element, we require a loop. So here we have for each, so we'll add for each here. In the for each, it will ask repeating element, and the repeating element will be our file. So here you can see the list file FTP inside the response. Once you will expand here, you can see the file list, and inside the file list, so whenever you will get that kind of issue, that blinking issue and not expanding, you need to just close this one and you need to add this endpoint again. So I will add here, and here again I will expand this one, again expand this one. Here click on load more, and here you can see this file. This is the icon of array element, right? A square bracket above the two lines. So I will drag this here in the repeating element. I will provide the name of this endpoint. So I will provide the name list files FTP FTP for each, because this is, I have used for each as a postfix because this is the for each element, and I will create a variable, use variables same as with loop var, so that it will be easily identified while mapping, right? So click on create. So now I have added the loop. I have added loop only when we have more than one file in this condition, right? So we have more than, when we have more than one file, I have added the loop, and now it's time to read the file. So I will use the FTP connection here, and in the FTP I am going to read a file. So read list file, okay, list file FTP, because it is the FTP endpoint. Click next, and here you can see I have used that read a file. That's fine, but here we don't have name, right? We have, where we have name, we have name in the loop variable. So I will not provide a name and directory here. I will just click next, and I don't want to provide a structure because I don't want to actually see the value, whatever value inside the file. I just want to read the file and will save the send the file over email. So I will provide no and done. So here we have added the read file operation, and now here in mapping we have to provide the file name and the directory, because we have not provided the file name and directory here in the endpoint. So I will edit the mapping. From where I will get the name, file name and directory, you can see we have added loop over in this file only, right? Inside the file list we have the file array element as a file, and in that file, if you will see, we have 5 elements: directory, file name, last modification, creation date, and size. So we require these 2 elements, right? And we will get this file inside the loop variable only. So here if you will see, in the read list file request, we have to map file name and directory, and from where we will get the file name and directory, we will get this file name and directory from the list file FTP response. But we have added the response in the loop variable, so we will use loop. So list files FTP for each loop variable we have added, right? So if you will expand this loop variable, you get this file, and here you can see this is the same file. Inside the file we have 5 elements. Inside the file we have 5 elements. So what we required directory. We will map this directory. We required file name. We will map this file name. So map this directory again. Now done. We have mapped the value, right? So just click on validate and done. Close. So here our integration is completed, but what we want after reading the file, after getting the file from server, we want to send this file over email. So for sending the file over email, we need to use notification. So just add a notification. In your actual scenario, in your project, there can be different scenarios. There can be reading the file and uploading the file over UCM server and all. There can be. So you can implement the same as per your business requirements. So here I have added the notification. So I will use send email notification, and here in 2 I have to provide the 2. So I will use no reply at oracle.com. Close. Next. And now in 2, from where we have to send the email, I have to send email to my email. So zafar at gmail.com. Close. And subject we have to provide. So I will provide the, in subject I will provide the name. So I will provide subject as data file available over SFTP server. That's done. Close. And now in subject we have to map hi team, please find attached data file which we receive from SFTP. Done. Regards Oracle integration team. And now done. We have to provide the reference in attachment. We need to provide, as you know, that in the file, in the notification for sending the file, we required file reference. And as you know that while reading the file, we don't provide the structure. It means that will return back the reference of the file. So I will expand here, and you can see that in ICS file we have file reference. So again you can see it's blinking. So this is nothing, it's integration issue, right? Maybe in next patch it will solve this issue. So for that kind of issue you have to close this one, and again you have to open. So here you can see this is the read file, right? Read file response we have to figure out. Yeah, this is the read list file FTP. Expand this one. Inside the ICS file we have to expand. So once you will expand, you will get load more. Click here and you will get the file reference. So I will just map here and validate, close. Right, so this is completed, fine. Now click on validate, close. So our integration is working perfectly fine. It's completed, right? It's able to run the integration. So but here what we have to do, we have to add one more validation. So suppose we don't get any file, we didn't get any file from SFTP server, and we get the response as a item count as 0, right? So it will move to this otherwise part, right? So I thought that in otherwise part we need to add one notification so that we can provide the message as we don't have file. So send no file email, okay? Because we can't provide the same name to two different endpoints. So here same I will use this as no reply at oracle.com, validate, close. And here too again I will provide my email. If you want that I can give you the name, so just put your email ID in your comment, in the comment of this video. In next video I will use your email. It will be fun for only, right? So this is the, I will send subject as a no data file found on SFTP, validate, close. And here, hi team, please check the server, we don't have any data, any CSV file over server. Regards, Oracle integration team. And now as we know that we don't have any file, so we don't require to send any attachment. So just click validate, close. So our integration is successfully completed, which will read the multiple file from SFTP server and send all the file one by one to the email. So just save, close. And now it's time to execute the integration. So before going to execute or run the integration, we have to make a integration activated. So I have just activated the integration. Now it's time to run. So click here, submit now, and done. So here we have ID as 12. So I will check ID here, 12. This is in queue. After the queue, it will be in pending status or running status. After that, it will be completed in success or error, right? So based on that, we'll check. So right now it's in progress status. So let me open my email. So I have opened my email. If you will see, I started receiving emails. So as we have 6 file over server, so it will iterate 6 times and it will send 6 email. So right now we receive 5. You can see we receive 5 email and it's in running process. So now integration is completed. And let me check the email. So here you can see I received 5 emails. So just open this one, and here you can see we have all the 5 email, right? Hi team, please find attachment. This is the file name as APINV610_1, and another one file is that _2. This is the _4. this is the underscore 3, and this is the last one under hyphen 1. But if you will see, we don't have that text file, right? We have already text file over server, but it didn't send any text file, because while listing the file we provided the file pattern as a star.csv, right? So let me show you the another scenarios where if we don't have file, right? So let me remove the file from server, and now when I will run the integration, it will not get any file from server, and then it will execute to the else part, and it will send email with that no file available over server. So just executed 13. Here's in 13, it's in queue status, then it will in progress, and then it will be in success. So here you can see it's completed in success. If you will check here, it will take some time to show you the log message, right? So just try to refresh and just again click here. So here if you will see the message received from list file, if you will see here item count is 0, because we don't have any file over server, right? That's why item count is 0. And here after listing the file, we added the if condition, right? So here if you will see, it's moved to the otherwise condition, message root through switch root otherwise. So we know that as we have added the condition that if item count is greater than 0, then only it will move to the if condition, else it will move to the otherwise. So here as we have item count is 0, it will move to the otherwise condition, and in otherwise condition we have sent one email. So here you can see the notification sent for the following, and what notification it sent, you can see to my email from this one, subject no data file found, and this is the body. Let me check my email. So here you can see in my email I have already received one email at no data file found on SFTP. If you will see the email, hi please team, please check the server, we don't have any file. So friend, this is the basic integration where we read the multiple file from SFTP server. So friend, if you like this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, and here obvious share this video in your friend circle. Thank you so much for watching.